Welcome everybody for episode number 3 of On the Ranch at Oak Creek. This week we're doing a lot of work with the fence, trying to get the fence in good shape and making sure everything's up and going. So you're going to get to see him putting in a water gap. We had a little bit of a washout around the creek. You get to see some of that. Also putting up new fence. Jacob and Shane are going to talk about putting up we're actually putting up a pen. It's a grow out pen that we can release some of our mature doe that we're culling out of our breeding up operation. We're going to release them into that pen, let them have their fawns and grow them out, and then release them once those fawns are getting about weaning age. So you get to see that. Just a couple little things. Hope you enjoy us. And Zach, I know you've been doing this since you're 5 years old, but you've been off to college and you're coming back in the summers to help us out. As far as that fence and everything goes, what do you give them some advice on why you need to keep your fence up, and or just some helpful things that you see the most of while you're on the ranch?
Probably the major thing is predators. You got to keep them out. That helps if they dig out the holes to get in the fence. The coyotes do, and that helps filling those in and keeping the fence upright. And also with skunks, they're really bad on turkey and quail. They kill their babies and their eggs. And as soon as we lock down on the predators, and the skunks mainly, the turkey and the quail population just balloon, and it made it a lot better.
Yeah, I've seen that too. I mean, in the years that we really concentrate on the predators, 1 year is all it takes. You'll have good hatches, good fawn crops, and everything like that. So stay tuned with us. Take a look at what we're doing this week, and thanks for joining us.
All right, guys, we're back looking at fence again. This is actually a stretch we're just now putting in. We're kind of replacing some old fence and making some improvements on what we got. We're going to run through just kind of how we go about starting a new fence, because you can tell this was wooded, a couple months ago, something like that.
2 months ago. Solid woods.
So basically we got a dozer and we have a high lift, and we come in and we push all our trees out, and then we work on the dirt road, and just try to get it as flat as you can. There's a lot of GPS work that went into this one because we're trying to hit a specific spot, and it's a big complicated thing, but basically we drew a straight line from this side of the mountain all the way to the other, and Shane here took a dozer and went
for all the trees off, pile them up, then you burn them all, and then you got to start doing your dirt work. You got to make sure your alleyways are wide enough where you can lay fence down, stand it up. You have enough room to drive on both sides of it after it's all up. It makes life a lot easier when fence maintenance is simple,
But after we get all our dirt work done, everything flattened out, we come in and we drive corner posts. That way we have a reference on where we're going, how to go from there, and then the real work starts. It's kind of no fun. We do 12-foot T-posts every 15 foot. I think this stretch here ended up being, you remember how long it was?
T-posts?
Yeah, it was
80, 90
it was almost 100 T-posts across, so you can do the math on that if you really want to. But
Pretty good little stretch.
every 225 feet or so we put another post for stability. And the way we run our T-posts is we put our hot wire in first, so we run an electric fence wire around our preserve to try to keep stuff out. We changed from barbed wire. You see in part of this video we set a snare and there was some barbed wire. We try to get away from that because it's such a pain dealing with that stuff, and it's just easier to use electric fence. So that's how we keep everything straight. We run post to post all the way across, and then we just use that as our reference line for where our fence is going to go.
For T-posts, driving T-posts and all that. Well, it looks halfway decent when you're done with it.
Try anyway.
Try.
We can only do our best.
Yeah.
But this will be our new stretch. I'm sure anybody that comes out this year will see it. We're hoping to have it up in the next couple weeks, and I'm sure you guys will see that over the little bit here.
Start building braces next week.
Yep, and we'll be ready. Just kind of wanted to give you an idea of how we go about taking the woods and putting a fence through it.
We've had a few rainstorms. We're supposed to possibly get some more rainstorms this summer. Normally we get some heavy rains, and this is something we've been working on. We've been washing it. It's been watching it, and it's been washing a little bit this bank out. So what we decided to do is we drove some oil stem pipe here. And you can tell they're good and sturdy in the ground there. And we're going to take some tin or some cattle panel. I think we're going to use tin this time to hold some, and we'll put some rock in behind it after we put the tin on it. And that'll help keep this bank there and redirect that water into the water gates. We put some metal flaps on the bottom of them, so that way just the light spring rains and stuff like that, they can just wash on out and then they close right back. And then if we get a massive flood, the main gates themselves will open up. I've seen 4 foot of water in this creek, and that way them gates will just open up and no problem. We've done this before. It works really well for the erosion to keep the bank from washing out. And we'll show you the finished product in another episode.
Spraying for some weeds, just clearing the fence out so it doesn't touch the hot wire. That's about it. Getting the trees off there.
Those small trees and brush just helps keep the fence in good shape. What kind of grass is that right there? What you see?
Johnson grass.
Is that your dad's favorite grass?
He loves it.
So he kind of anal about getting that stuff killed?
He is.
Yeah. That and fescue. The man loves to hate Johnson grass and fescue. If he had his choice, there'd be none on the property.
One of the things we do every morning when we get to the ranch is that we make a lap and kind of make mental notes of you know, new holes under the fence where coyotes or other varmints have got under. Or, you know, we check the fence every day just to make sure nothing's happened to it. And like I said, we make mental notes of any new holes or anything like that to where we can come back and fill in, and you know, any kind of excavating work we need to do where maybe water's washed out, some dirt under the fence or something like that. That's what we're out here doing today. We're just, you know, fixing some small holes and washouts and stuff like that. Underground spring here that's coming up the middle of the road, and the bottom fell out of it, and that was that. Had to call Nick with the tractor to pull me out. Good times. Hi folks, this is Shane out here at Oak Creek. Me and Jacob's running around the fence. I just a couple days ago I came through and filled in a bunch of varmint holes for coyotes, and you know, it could be coons, skunks, possums, anything like that's been digging under. Like I said, I filled them all in a few days ago. Now we're going around today and finding spots that's been redug, so we're going to try to set some snares and catch what's coming in.
Alright guys, this is typically what we use. This is just a generic cable snare. This is mainly in holes that we believe to be a coyote, something a little bit bigger. It's not fun to get a skunk in one of these things, because then we leave it on the fence.
Terrible.
And somebody has the job of coming to get that. So this is a good example of a hole that we believe is a coyote. It's pretty big, like you said. We filled it in a few days ago, so he's already been back. That's how we know it's at least pretty fresh. And we got a bunch of these things, so nothing's safe around here. But basically, all we do is we clip it to our fence. It makes it pretty convenient that we can just clip it to the fence instead of having to stake it down from our anchor point. And we make our loop big enough.
And then actually we have a strand of barbed wire. I don't know how to say it.
Down at the bottom. And that'll actually hold our loop open. That way when it comes through, it'll grab it by the head, it'll tighten down, and it won't be able to get that wire off. So when it comes in from that side, it'll pull it off our barbed wire, come through, and then we pretty well got him. And he'll squall and make all kinds of noise, and Shane will come in and
Take care of it.
and dispatch it. Yeah.
As long as it ain't a skunk.
Well, that's why Shane has the job of coming out here.
Yeah.
Because even if it is a skunk, it's not my problem.
We call Zach on that one.
Call Zach on that one. That's right. That sounds like a good idea.
But yeah, we use our snares, like I said, mainly for coyotes. We actually brought another trap with us that we like to use. And this is, I don't know exactly the name for it. It's a dog-proof trap, so if you get a dog
It's
or
a hand trap.
something like that, you're not going to get an unwanted critter in there. Typically this is only for coons, because they can reach down in there and they got a little palm they can grab stuff with. And I'm not going to look like a sissy on camera, because there's a trick to this, and it's pretty stout. So I'm going to hand it off to Shane, and we'll let him demonstrate how to set those.
Okay. Pretty simple, folks. You just kind of bear down, squeeze it in. It's a little easier to do on the ground when it's in the ground. Put your little bar over the top of it. And it's got a little pin on there. You just set it in the middle of it. Just like that, and it's ready to go. Have it stuck in the ground. I usually staple it to a tree or screw it to a tree to where, because the coon's got enough strength it'll pull it right out of the ground. But I usually attach this side to something, a log or a tree or something like that. That way, when you catch one, it can't go nowhere.
We like to use these ones around our feeders and stuff because we get a lot of coon come in trying to get all our food. We've had them with arms stuck in feeders and everything under the sun, so it's really just a nuisance. So the more we can take out, the better off we are. They eat turkey eggs and mess with deer and stuff like that, so the less we have, the better off we are. But I think it's important to note that all of this is actually done under a permit too. We're not just out here catching stuff and
Now you gotta have.
and getting rid of it. We've gone through conservation. We've gone through all the right avenues to get this permit, and we keep it renewed. It's no secret what we got going on out here. So
No, it's just a problem needs addressed every year. So
we're going to keep on keeping on.
Well, there you have it. One more thing I want to add. Shane and Jake were just doing those snares. I like to attach those snares to a long log or cedar post or something big and heavy that if you get a big coyote and it's attached to that fence or something like that, they'll break that wire. So if they can drag it on off and get hidden a little bit, they don't seem to break those wires off as much. So remember that if you're ever going to do some snares or anything. Well, next week we're going to talk about feeding. So we're sitting in the new fodder barn. We'll talk about nutrition, what the deer need, what they don't need, how we get to that right nutrition level. So make sure you join us next Friday on episode number 4.